You're not too sensitive. You're being strategically broken down. When someone dismisses your reality with "you're overreacting," watch their next move. Within 48 hours, they'll do the exact thing you called out, but worse. That's not coincidence. That's a psychological test to see if you'll tolerate escalation. And here's what 10 toxic behaviors look like when you know the playbook. First toxic behavior. They provoke you, then call you crazy for reacting. Here's the script. They push, you respond, they act shocked. Why are you so angry? But here's the psychology. Reactive abuse. They're engineering your emotional response, then using it as evidence you're unstable. Watch for this pattern. Calm provocation, explosive reaction, sudden victim switch. The moment you defend yourself, they've already won in their mind. Because now the conversation isn't about what they did, it's about how you reacted. But here's where it gets dangerous. They'll replay this pattern until you stop trusting your own emotions. You'll start apologizing for being too much when you were just responding to manipulation. That's not healing, that's conditioning. What you do, name it in real time. You just provoked me and now you're calling me aggressive. I see the pattern. Then walk away. No explanation, no defense. Just exit. This is where most people fail. They stay and argue. Don't. Your silence is psychological warfare to someone who feeds on reactions. Second behavior. They rewrite history, and you're the only witness. You remember the fight, the exact words, the date. They look you dead in the eye and say, "That never happened." This isn't forgetfulness. It's gaslighting with surgical precision. Here's what's really happening. They're testing if you'll doubt your own memory to keep the peace. And if you do it once, they'll do it forever. Watch what happens next. You'll start recording conversations, screenshotting texts, keeping journals. Not because you're paranoid, because you need proof to trust yourself. That's not a relationship. That's a courtroom. The psychology behind it. Abusers need you to doubt reality because reality holds them accountable. Erase your memory. Erase the crime. What you do, stop trying to prove it. The moment someone makes you feel insane for remembering correctly, you've got your answer. Believe yourself first. Third behavior. They apologize, but nothing changes. "I'm sorry. I'll never do it again." Then 72 hours later, same pattern, different day. This is strategic remorse. They're not sorry for the action. They're sorry you're upset about it. Here's the twist. Real apologies have 3 parts. Admission, changed behavior, amends. Toxic apologies skip parts 2 and 3. They just want you to stop being angry so they can reset the cycle. This is exactly what you'll see. The apology comes right when you're about to leave. The timing isn't coincidence, it's survival. They sense your detachment, so they offer just enough hope to reel you back in. The moment you accept words without action, you've taught them apologies are get-out-of-jail-free cards. What you do, "I don't need an apology, I need different behavior." Then enforce it. One-strike rule. They either change immediately or you're done. No third chances for adults. Fourth behavior. They go silent to punish you. Not a break, not space. Weaponized silence. You ask for communication, they ghost. You try to fix it, they vanish. This is emotional hostage-taking. They're training you to walk on eggshells so they never go silent again. Here's what they don't tell you. The silent treatment activates the same brain regions as physical pain. It's neurological torture disguised as needing space, and they know it. Watch what happens when you stop chasing them. They reappear with rage. "You didn't even try to fix this." Translation. You broke their control script. They expected you to panic, apologize, beg. When you didn't, their power evaporated. What you do, match their energy. They go silent, you go silent permanently. No follow-up texts. No, "Are we okay?" Just move on. Someone who uses silence as punishment will never use words as connection. Fifth behavior. Every issue becomes about your flaws. You bring up their drinking, they bring up your weight. You mention their lying, they mention your insecurity. This is deflection warfare. The goal isn't to solve problems, it's to make you too ashamed to bring them up. This is where it gets dark. Over time, you'll stop mentioning issues altogether. Not because they're fixed, because you've internalized that you're the problem. That's not conflict resolution. That's psychological submission. The psychology behind it. Abusers can't handle accountability, so they shift focus to your imperfections. Now the conversation is about your reaction, your past, your flaws, anything except their behavior. What you do. We're not talking about me right now. We're talking about what you did. Repeat that line like a mantra. If they deflect again, end the conversation. Adults who can't take accountability aren't ready for relationships. Sixth behavior. They're amazing sometimes, unbearable others. One day, they're the partner you dreamed of. 3 days later, they're a stranger. This isn't inconsistency. It's the most addictive psychological pattern humans can experience. Casinos use it. Abusers perfect it. Your brain gets hooked on the unpredictability. You chase the high of their good days because you never know when it's coming. That's not love. That's a slot machine dressed as a relationship. The moment they give you just enough good to tolerate the bad, you're stuck in the cycle. What you do? Consistency test. Track their behavior for 30 days. If you see a pattern of extreme highs and lows, you're dealing with manipulation, not moods. Get out before your nervous system breaks. But here's where most people stay trapped. They think the good version is the real them. It's not. The pattern is the real them. Seventh behavior. Every boundary you set is a personal attack. I need alone time on Sundays. Their response, so you don't want to be with me? This is boundary punishment. They're not respecting your needs. They're making you feel guilty for having them. You'll start justifying basic rights. I'm sorry, I just need an hour to decompress. No, stop. You don't apologize for boundaries. You enforce them. The psychology behind it. Controllers need access. Boundaries restrict access. So they reframe your self-care as rejection, hoping you'll choose their comfort over your sanity. What you do, state the boundary once. No explanation, no negotiation. I'm unavailable Sundays. If they argue, that's your answer. Someone who respects you won't debate your right to exist independently. This is the moment when you reclaim your autonomy. Eighth behavior. They compare you to their ex, their coworker, their fantasy. My ex never complained about this. Cool. Go back to them. This is intentional devaluation. They're lowering your self-worth so you'll work harder for their approval. What you do, then be with them. End of conversation. Anyone who holds you up against someone else is telling you you're replaceable. Believe them and leave. Ninth behavior. They get angry when you grow. You start therapy, they mock it. You set boundaries, they call you different. Growth threatens control. The second you become harder to manipulate, they'll shrink you back down. What you do, grow louder. Their discomfort is proof you're on the right path. People who love you celebrate your evolution. People who control you sabotage it. 10th behavior. Everything is a crisis that requires your immediate sacrifice. They always need you right now. Drop everything. Cancel your plans. Prove you care. This is urgency manipulation. They're testing if they can override your priorities. What you do, I can help you tomorrow. If they escalate, they never needed help. They needed control. Real emergencies don't come with emotional blackmail. Here's the truth. Tolerating toxic behavior doesn't make you compassionate. It makes you a target. You're not healing too slow. You're being strategically eroded. Every behavior on this list is designed to make you doubt yourself, shrink your boundaries, and accept the unacceptable. This isn't about them anymore. It's about you becoming emotionally untouchable. Drop your story in the comments. Your experience might save someone scrolling right now. Subscribe for psychological armor you can't get anywhere else.